Alright, so if my math is correct, we are in episode number 22 of season 2 of Isla Napali. There was a lot of 2's in there, which is not in my mouth. I was talking about the number. Okay, enough jokes for the beginning. Today's episode will be about the harbor section, the old harbor section of Isla Napali again. But yeah, you will find out in today's episode. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode today. Great, so here we are. Before we go in, just again, the friendly reminder that we have a lottery or raffle or whatever giveaway running, and this giveaway is about 3 game keys that I am giving away, and the only thing you need to do to get one of those 3 game keys, or at least to get the chance to win one of those 3, is to leave a comment in this video. You can maximize your chances by commenting also in yesterday's Napali video or in Friday's Napali video, and if you're completely crazy, you can go over to my Founders Fortune video, which should be up by now, and leave a comment there as well. This will maximize your chances. Again, I promise the games are better than the last ones, so yeah. Actually, one of those games is really cool, and the other 2 I haven't tested yet, so I can't really say, but they look quite promising as well. So, fun games. But yeah, enough of the talk. Before we talk about what I'm doing, I just briefly mentioned that this is, you've seen it from the thumbnail anyways, we are building like a very, very big storage building, or cargo building I should call it, in the old area of Isla Napali, and I think I can safely say that this is one of the coolest buildings in the harbor areas anyways. I don't know why, I just found all the new pieces from Ghostbusters so super useful for very generic stuff. I mean, that doesn't sound like a compliment, but it's the best compliment you can ever give. So they are like very generic pieces you can use for whatever you want, and due to the fact that you can even recolor the mortar between the bricks and so on, it really gives you a lot of freedom to make very nice different shades and stuff of color, and it just kind of really works very, very well. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about quickly before we talk a little bit more about the actual building here is why I am giving away those 3 game keys actually. So for those of you who are sticking with me up until now in this recording, you are really the people I'm targeting right now with my commentary, because I can really see how many people really watch how much of my videos, and I have to say my watch time is pretty great. It's really a lot above average, which is super awesome because that's what I'm striving for. But every now and then, especially now in the summertime, the interaction rate of videos really dramatically decreases. I can totally understand that. You know, if it would be about me, I would definitely chill a little bit more around the pool area in the summer times and don't spend my time watching all the YouTube videos. However, I always discover myself watching YouTube videos even on the beach, so I'm maybe not the best example here. However, I totally get that, and it's really not a big issue at all. I just want to make sure that I'm preparing my channel now for the Gamescom, and this is why I want to make sure that there's a little bit more traction going on, because I don't know if I even mentioned that, but there is a high potential that I'm streaming Planet Zoo each and every day from the Gamescom actually, except Sunday, I guess. Yeah, well, Sunday is no Gamescom anyways, so yeah, potentially each and every public day of the Gamescom I will be streaming at least for an hour, which is not confirmed yet because I don't have the final schedule, but I think chances are good that it works out like this. And it would be super cool to have the channel up and running beforehand so that I can do a lot of advertisement for it, because I want to make people see it, and I want to make this available for as many people as possible. And this is why I want to make sure that there's a little bit of a snowball effect going on right now. So if you like my stuff, if you like my content, I really would highly appreciate if you would help for the next, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks to make sure that we have an ongoing interaction on the videos that makes, you know, the whole thing just a little bit more seen by the algorithm, I should say, actually to be just better ranked here on YouTube. It's a weird system, I know, but it's just, you know, the only thing you need to do is press that like button or leave a comment. This is all you need to do, basically. No money spent or whatever. It's pretty straightforward, but I totally hate only asking for that without anything else. I know you need to do this. It definitely helps. You can have like a hard test, like an A/B test, we would call that in marketing, and I did this, and you can pretty much tell by a mile that just the fact that you mention it in a video makes a huge difference in the interaction rate and whatever. So yeah, it does pay off. I would lie if it wouldn't be about that, but I just hate that. I don't know. I try to make it as nice and as organic and as, you know, somewhat enjoyable as possible. I just don't want to make like a standard phrase or whatever at the end of each video. It's just something I don't really like myself, but since it does work, I wanted to be quite honest with you again and just tell you why I'm doing this. But yeah, again, all this talk only for one specific thing I wanted to mention, and this is that I thought, okay, you know, if you guys are here to help me, you should be also rewarded a little bit, at least, to get the chance to win one of those game keys. And, you know, I'm searching for more stuff I could do, so I'm also planning to do a little bit of a logo contest in the next couple of weeks. So we still need a lot of logos for our rides, and I would really love to have some custom logos for all these rides. And I don't know how many of you are working actively in the Team TK, but I know that there are a lot of people using the Team TK, and also that are able to model in Maya or wherever you're gonna do it, like in Blender. You know, that'd be awesome if we can get some unique logos into the park without actually me making all of them, because again, that also takes like a tremendous amount of time, which then would kind of keep me away from building further in the park. And yeah, again, my target still is to finish this park before Planet Zoo drops entirely. I already have I already have an idea for a Planko series that is super tightly bound to Planet Zoo, and I don't wanna spoil too much here, but it definitely would be a lovely thing to do, I guess, in just in parallel, so that these two series kind of coexist, yet they have something to do with each other. And that'd be super awesome, I guess. And yeah, I definitely want to make sure that then Isla Napali is done by the time being, simply because I think this is a park which feels super nice and super well laid out in the end, like from everything, like from the story and from everything else, but like in a very good series, and like in a very good TV show, or in a very good movie series, whatever. You need to know where there is a good point to end something, and I feel like Isla Napali is slowly moving towards this point in time. It has been more than an amazing project. It's been really like something like the restart of my channel, and I really have to pay tribute to that that it really kind of created something unique for the channel, that our community and our interaction just grew so much for it. And I think a lot of people found me also through Isla Napali. So if you are one of those who found me through Isla Napali, it would be nice to know in the comment section down below. So let me just know if you joined the channel because of that series. That'd be awesome to know, because you know I'm always looking for improvement, and it always helps me to understand how people did find my channel and what they like and why they stay here. So yeah, again, if you made it here throughout Isla Napali, just let me know. But anyways, I don't want to kind of start the end here, if you will. I just wanted to mention that, you know, this project won't be ongoing for the next 2 years or whatever, not at all. I think, well, maybe we will move into 2020, but maybe just the beginning of 2020, and then this should be definitely done. But because, yeah, you know, there's ever so much you can do about it, and I think we really bent the limitations of the game to a degree that is somewhat unique in Planet Coaster. I think, yeah, well, I don't want to call it unique, because No Name Landia is something else still, and I wanted to kind of, you know, this, if there is anything I want to compare it to, is definitely No Name Landia in terms of what they achieved with that park. And I still think there are some things about Isla Napali that maybe raised the bar even higher, but there are also multiple things in No Namlandia that are still never reached in terms of realism, in terms of, I think, jank, if you will, and there are like so many cool things, because that community just is, I think, because it's also not entirely new. A lot of the bro community is also somewhat converted from New Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 days, and this is also why they obviously translated so much into it. And due to the fact that they had also multiple guests in there, and you know that the bros are always doing it kind of as a duo, it naturally makes the whole thing move a little bit into a different direction. But for what we've created here as a, well, I should say, like, it's not really backseat gaming, if you, it's not. I mean, it's I was trying to take all of your suggestions as much as possible into consideration while building this series, and I definitely think that I succeeded in most of the parts. However, there's still so much that you guys came up with. I just couldn't realize. At least I couldn't do it by now, but or until now, I should say. I was still trying to get the best effect of everything, or like the best result, if you will. But you know, I still had all the control in my hooves, so to say. It just was always led by myself, so there was nothing that kind of interrupted me in terms of someone else getting in and just destroying my plans, which naturally moves a project into a different kind of direction and makes you think about, well, your choices a little bit differently. But you know, for what it is, I think Isla Napali is something very unique and great, and I can only say that I'm still very in love with the series. And yeah, I just think, since I drifted now a little bit into the direction of just having a general talk here about this series, I just think that it just was always my passion to create a project like that, where all the people are so much into and give so much feedback and just be very interactive with the project itself. So I should say thank you, because this series wouldn't have been working without feedback. And this series is meant to be used as a community project, and it worked out like that. So please, just now as a last encouragement, if this is even needed, make sure to be very active now for the last couple of episodes of this, like couple of, it might be just a little bit too pessimistic, just for the last bunch of episodes of Isla Napali. Make sure to be as active as possible and just drop down all of your ideas, amendments, feedback, whatever you have in your mind about this series, so that I can basically bring in as much as possible of all these thoughts. That'd be awesome. So I also plan to make again something that I have been doing at the very beginning, which was a little bit off the chart, which was more like getting together the feedback on my old Windows 89, 98 monitor I had in the second or third week of Isla Napali, just making a little bit fun, you know, just pretending I've been sitting in the room there in Napali and just checking my emails and stuff. That was quite fun, I guess. And so I wanted to do something like this now for the final roundup, like having like a round table or whatever with all of the shareholders of the Napali Island thing. And yeah, if you're interested in something like that, I think that this could be a cool thing. Anyways, I really would appreciate if you guys would drop this all down below in the comment section, to make sure that, you know, just drop everything in there you just can think of and what you have in mind about Isla Napali. Anyways, in a few seconds our outro song is going to start, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode, because I think the building actually kind of turned out to be amazing. We have been talking about this too much, but well, it's a cargo building, right? There's nothing too exciting about this building. It's like a rundown cargo building. I think the most notable and noticeable thing is how I integrated the go-kart track into a little bit of an indoor scene with a basically like kind of a switch track, which is not really a switch track, it's more like a support track, but it was just meant to be there for the sake of adding this this extra bit of realism, because I was still feeling that this outside shed we had in the middle of the go-kart track was just not big enough. Again, that's what she said, but it's also fact. Yeah, for the last couple of seconds in this video, I am actually struggling quite a bit to get these doors to work. I already promised that this will be the next bit we are doing, and potentially you will see this in Wednesday's episode of guest flow, or maybe I'll do this in a time lapse. I'm not quite sure though, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that the bus tour is having these little holding sections here and there in front of these, well, backstage doors I should call them, and I used the elevator door and switched it around to make sure that it looks like a bit more of a fence that is just moving over. And yeah, in the end that'll be the thing, how the bus will then go through the main pathway of Isla Napali. So that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. As always, again, make sure to like it if you did like it. And also, if you're new here and you want to see more of the stuff, you know the game, blah, 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 make sure to subscribe. And yeah, see you in the next one. Until then, have a great time. Bye, guys.